Grant. I'm your host. I'm the Hormone Health and Fitness Coach. And tonight we're talking about living the life you deserve. But how do you start the process? And we've got Lorraine Williams on, who is a women's empowerment coach. Welcome, Lorraine.
Hi, everyone.
Brilliant.
Thank you for having me, Jacqueline.
That's all good. So, Lorraine previously was a hairdresser who was in overwhelm, anxiety, and fatigue. And she overcame that and became a women's empowerment coach. So, we're going to be talking to her tonight about living the life you deserve. But how do you start the process? So, Lorraine, tell us about your journey to where you are now, from where you were to where you are now.
Right, so basically I've been a hairdresser for 20 years and so listening to women talking about all their problems, life challenges, and then I basically, I was struggling. I've become about 45 years old, so yes, the old menopause kicks in. I already struggled with thyroid, so I was leading a really busy life, running my own business, like many of us do. But I wasn't pacing my life at all. I was, partying at the weekend, the candle at both ends, basically. When you get a bit older, you can't do that as much, and we do have to, reside to the fact that we can't. But I didn't. I carried on until I got so ill that I was on the verge of getting ME, and then I had to listen. I had to listen to the bells ringing, and my back, I could just about move my back and my neck through hairdressing, carrying bags. I was mobile, and I loved doing the job, but yeah, it was getting to me. And then a friend of mine that I met along the way, she was doing this course, the Empowerment Women's course, and I was like, well, I'm quite strong in character, so I didn't feel like I needed empowering. So she said, no, it'll help you to pace your life and to lead a more fruitful life and live the life I deserve. I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to get some of that. And didn't want to spend the money like most of us don't. And so I got on this group coaching, and well, after the first session, I was like, oh wow, this is good. I've never done anything like this before. Never been in a corporate situation that they do all that for you. So just completely took it on board, transformed my life, and my clients were like, wow, Lorraine, you're like a different person. You're calm, you're taking everything into stock. I was saying no a lot, because I said, no, I can't fit too many people in there. Yeah, that's fine. I put my prices up. Oh, wow, okay. They were like, fine, you were too cheap anyway. I was like, oh, okay, brilliant. So, and then I started telling them about what I'd been through. And then they said, sounds like you should train to be a coach. So, if you told me 3 years ago I was going to be a coach, no way. I've been there, done it, and now teaching others. So, which is brilliant, because, we all need to lead a fruitful life and be happy. And I don't think a lot of us are 100% happy. And a lot of women I come across say, well, who is 100% happy? Well, no, a lot of us aren't. That's the problem. So here I am now as a trained coach and loving it. Absolutely love it. Love changing lives.
That's brilliant.
Really enjoy it.
So actually going through the journey yourself, you decided, yes, I want to be able to empower more women to be able to actually experience what you experience right now, and where you're at in your life. So tell us about some changes that you found that were profound to you in terms of, the difference from where you were.
Okay, so I never had a massage. I never done Keep Fit. I loved keeping fit, but I didn't have the energy. So self-care basically was the main thing that I changed. And yes, it doesn't always have to cost money. There's a lot of free stuff out there. But if you can't move your back, you need a massage or an osteopath. And then actually, as soon as I calmed down my life, the way I was busy, I just paced it a lot better. I got up in the morning and done a bit of yoga just on YouTube for 10
Yeah.
minutes. That changed everything. I used to
Mm.
do that 3 times a day.
Mm.
And if I didn't do it, I couldn't move my back. So I thought, oh, well, I've got to do it. I
Yeah.
actually booked a retreat with a friend just for a bit of fun, a bit of a laugh. And that changed my mindset through the meditation. Um, the,
Mm.
so things along the way I've just changed, and it is a gradual process because all of a
Mm.
sudden you can't say, right, I'm going to change this, I'm going to change that, because we're busy people.
Yeah.
How are we going to fit that all in?
Mm.
And through like values of life, I got taught on the coaching course. I've never, what's my value of life? And there's a
Yeah.
session that gets you to your value of life. So I live
Mm.
my true life now
Mm.
value, which is kindness. And I'm very kind. And if people are kind to me,
Mm.
I reciprocate so much better, whereas someone's a little bit. So yeah, just getting up a little bit earlier, perhaps to start with, to do the 10 minutes instead of jumping out of bed, not having
Yeah.
time for a shower, which makes you feel refreshed doing your hair.
Yeah.
It
Mm.
was simple changes to start with.
Mm.
But then through the coaching, they change your cycle of creation, the way you think of things. So I
Mm.
used to go on holiday a lot, and I mean
Mm.
a lot, which sounds great. But
Mm.
actually, I was working for myself. I found it very difficult when I got back to
Mm.
readjust. I didn't like the heat. I was going to a lot of hot places. So I ended
Mm.
up saying, no, I'm not going to that hot place. It's going to be too hot for me.
Yeah.
And that wasn't a problem. We just went somewhere that wasn't so hot. And we didn't
Mm.
go away as much, or perhaps I booked the day off before I went away to pack, and then the
Yeah.
day after when I got back.
Yeah.
So yeah, simple little changes
Yeah.
along the way just changed. Yeah, it was great. It's great.
So yeah, so it sounds like a lot of habits that you had like, just got into on a consistent basis that you didn't
Yes,
actually
that's
look
right.
at.
Yeah,
So you
that
started to look at your life a bit differently and
yeah,
how you could make it better for you.
that's right. Yeah, and I mean there was always this obstacle in your head saying, no, I can't afford it. I haven't got time. And
Yeah.
that's the problem. So with the
Mm.
coaching, it's empowering you and empower just means encourage you.
Yeah.
And then when someone else is saying it to you, well, yeah, that sounds simple. Why didn't I do that before?
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? And then I done it, and I was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, and it's habits that have changed completely now. So
Yeah.
I do it everywhere in the world I go. My 10-minute yoga, I set,
Yeah.
I'm sorted for the day.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So tell
that's
me a
how
little
I've
bit
done.
about the value piece. What was that about? Because you talked about kindness.
Yeah, so if you don't live like your value in life, which a lot of corporate people might have done their values in life. Um, so this is what you've got to live on a daily basis.
Mm.
So my other half's value is money, and that's number one value in his life. So if you know someone else's value, you can cope with them a lot better, and if they know
Mm.
yours.
Mm.
So yeah, if anyone's unkind, verbally or in an email or anything, yeah, I don't like it. So what
Yeah.
happens is all of a sudden I started to, I know it sounds awful, but change my friends around me and my support network, because some of them were unkind, and they're
Yeah.
only unkind because they're busy and snappy and I haven't got time for that, which is what I was like. Um,
Mm.
so all of a sudden I just adjusted my whole sort of circle, that everyone I deal with and friends are kind the
Mm.
same as me. And it's a major thing if you live on your values, and then you can start spotting other people's
Mm.
values,
Mm.
which is
Mm.
very clever, because yeah, then you can work with them better, you can get on better with them, and relationships are building up a lot better and a lot easier.
Mm.
So yeah, I love my values. And you
So,
can't just get to that, there's a session that you do 5 values, you write down about 10 that you can't live without per day, and then you write them one to 5, the top ones. And then through the course, we end up going back to that. Well, actually, if your number one value is freedom, are you free working in the office that you hate with no window, you're not free. Oh, so as soon as your life becomes a clash with your value, you're not going to be happy. So that's a major turning point when you point it out to people.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So talking about your, so you said your partner's values is money. So how does that interact with your values?
Okay, so yin and yang is good and bad. You counteract off each other and you complement each other. So actually, because I am kind, I might have no money at this stage because I want to do everything for nothing, and be kind to people. So he will compliment me by saying, no, well, actually, to value what you do, you need to charge, and he's right. And that's what I was taught on the coaching anyway.
For sure.
Yeah, and this is where yin and yang comes in. So, I've got into a little bit of sorceress, a bit of meditation, and I've picked up on quite a lot of stuff because I do believe you don't have to work hard to get money. You just have to visualize it, and things come naturally. You might see my vision board behind me with all what I want in life. There's £1 million sitting up there waiting for me. And you'll be surprised how that vision board works, actually. Because when we went on holiday about 6 months ago, we were just at a beach bungalow, and I had a picture up there with an infinity pool of our own near the sea, and that's like a villa. Well, a week before we went away, we got upgraded to a water bungalow and a villa. I went, oh my gosh, it looks like that picture.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, very powerful.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So in terms of when you did your course and you came back, and obviously you've got all these new things, and I'm expecting, a lot of women coming back to their partners and then having, to discuss this with them. What kind of happened for you when you came with
That's a really
all
good
these
question.
changes?
Yeah, it is a good question, because I think when you first start the empowerment journey, people think that you're going to come back to your other half and start being all stroppy. Well, I was like that before, so I couldn't be stroppy anymore. This calmed me down. This made me talk to him a little bit better, in a better way. He loved it, because he said, you're looking after yourself for a change. And I'm like, oh, well, yeah. So they notice, my sister, my family, they all notice, because I was different and calmer. I was still me, but I said and done stuff a little bit differently. So actually, it can save a relationship because you're talking to them better. Because obviously, a relationship, especially now we're all stuck indoors, you're a tight knit at the moment. So if you don't get on, and also you might have bitterness that's built up through the years. So, I didn't begrudge the holidays. It sounded awful because, we went on holiday a lot, but I wasn't well, so I couldn't cope with the holidays. So, so it sounded ungrateful when I said, I can't do this, I can't do that, but actually when I started the coaching, I said it in a better way. Let me just see how hot it is, how far away it is. And it doesn't come across fussy. You're just engaging in where you're going, which I wasn't engaging before. Yeah, so a lot. Yeah, they do. Obviously, issues might come up, and emotions come up through the sessions that we deal with. And then you go back to your partner, and you might say something. Well, do you know, the other day or the other year, it's still bugging me. But it's a release. It's said in a better way than you would have said it if it come up in a bad situation. So things are said a lot better. So, he definitely noticed in a good way. So
Great.
yeah.
So if someone was thinking about starting the process, what would be the thing that they would need to do?
Okay, so the first thing I suggest anyone does is their self-care, basically. And women are really bad at doing self-care because they do stuff for everybody else, and some people don't ask for it, they just do it. And they might help the whole universe, some of them, they might go out into a street and help, but actually we just need to pull back a bit and help ourselves to start with. And also by just doing everything that you love. And it's a simple statement, but actually it's not simple for women to do, because you might be in a job that you don't like, but actually you're just there for the money. So again, if you don't like the job, so say you had a yoga class booked, and then your boss said to you, oh, you need to work late tonight, or can you work? You're thinking of the money, because you're going to have to miss your yoga class to work. So then your self-care has gone out the window, and and so what you love becomes that you don't want to do, but actually you didn't say no, I can't tonight, I've got something planned, and that no is a major thing for people. And so self-care is the first thing, but most of us, and I was the same, I haven't got the time, I haven't got the money. You're like, well, we start with the little things, have a bath once a week for an hour, lock the door, do your face mask. And some women haven't had a bath for years, they haven't had time, they just have a quick shower. So simple things.
Another habit though, isn't it?
Another habit, that's right, another habit. It is about changing habits. It really is. And it sounds simple, but that's where we come in, because the empowerment empowers you to change that habit of a lifetime. So
definitely. Good. Okay, so I know that as part of your services you use tools, you use different types of tools. Tell us about a tool that you really love and enjoy using with your clients, and that you've seen some really good results.
Okay, right, so one of the probably hardest tools that women find to do is the journaling, and you might have heard of the morning pages. And so your viewers can perhaps look that up, because women do find it hard to do that, but it's basically you just write first thing in the morning, your unconscious thoughts come out, and it is a vent. Instead of verbally saying it to everybody, you vent it down on a pad, and we encourage you to have a pretty pad to love yourself and just get it all out of your head. And when you do this every day, your head becomes clearer. But that's probably a hardest one to do, because I don't know why, because we don't think it's going to work, I think, but actually it works. The other one is a soft power, soft play we call it, and I send you out once a week for an hour, and you have to do something on your own, without children, without husbands. And again, I don't do anything on my own. That was one of the major changes with me. I'm a twin by nature, and we've done everything together, and now I've got a partner and we do everything. So an hour on my own, it actually freaked me out. I thought, I can't go out on my own. I'm like, so I did. I went out and had a walk on my own, had a coffee, and I started to do that actually, because I've got no children, every day I've done. And so you might go out and perhaps go swimming. You haven't done swimming for, years. Or you might have liked perhaps netball at school and you're really good at it, and you might just go, just encourage them to go and watch the netball team that's just up the road, that they can hear every night that's calling them. Oh yeah, well that's a coincidence, because my friend's in a netball team and she's been telling me for years I should join. Hello, ringing bells here. Oh, perhaps I should do that. Yes, you should. So it's just really talking about your life and thinking what you could do, really. So they're the two major tools. But at the end of every session I give good tools to help cope with life, which is why we're different to a counsellor, because they just completely different. So
Lorraine, you said about that the morning pages works.
Yeah.
So what did you mean by that?
Okay, so because we've all got so much going on in our head, we need to get it down on paper. So it's not like a to-do list. It's
Mm,
not like I've got to do this today. I've got to, clean. I've got to go shopping. What am I getting on the
mm,
shopping list? It's
mm,
actually so once you've had a good a sleep, a lot of women to start with aren't sleeping well
mm,
because they're going to bed at 12 o'clock at night, just finishing work at 11.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and so because we like you to do it with your unconscious mind, you're not thinking, and you'll be
Mm,
surprised what comes out on them pages. And some people write 3 A4 pages, and they're
mm,
like, wow, look at that. So the next morning, it could be 2 or 3 pages again. It just clears your mind for better
mm,
things. And then that vision of life, of good things, will start to come to you. But, the morning pages is done by a lot of famous people.
mm,
They swear by it. And if you want to be at the top of your game,
mm,
you've got to get out all this jumble that's in your head. It takes a week or so to get in the
mm,
practice. And
mm,
I still do it now. I only write probably an A5 page.
mm,
But when I'm on holiday, I write a lot more because there's a lot more going on.
mm.
So, but yeah, it's brilliant, brilliant tool. So, yep, try it. Let me know how you find it.
Definitely.
Yeah,
So, um, so Lorraine, so tell us
yeah.
about the steps of, like, if someone wanted to work with you, what would that be?
Okay, so I offer different packages for people on any budget. But obviously, every week is better because of the cycle of creation that I'm talking about. Changing the habits works better. So I offer a 12-week course, and they can either do that, once a week, once a month, 2 a month, every half hour for, every week. So it just depends. I know a lot of people don't have a lot of time to start with until we
Mm,
we sort that out, and then they've got
mm,
a nice lot of time for themselves. So the first sort of thing, yeah, I have a quick chat with them on the phone because, I don't want anyone wasting any time or money if I'm not the right coach for them, because
mm,
I have to have experience in what they're dealing with to help them.
mm,
So although it is a scripted 12-week course, it works on everyone. Um, no one's not changed, no one's not found it good. It does help if you've got life experience, so which helps. So that's the first thing, the 15-minute chat. And then I offer a power type test to see what personality, how in balance that you are. And that's my 5 power types. That I don't know if you've heard of the 5 power types. Some people do. The queen, the warrioress, the sorceress, the lover, and the mother. I'll just put that up to the screen.
yeah, I remember you talking to me about
Yeah,
it when we met. I
amazing.
hadn't heard of them.
No,
Mm,
they're actually amazing because it's just a softer power that we offer. And if
mm,
you're in balance with them. So when I first started, just an example, and most women are very low in lover to start with because they're not self-care and loving themselves. But
mm,
I was very high in everything. So I was high, too much high. So
yeah,
basically, I had my heart on my sleeve, basically. So I'm going to
yeah,
get hurt. So now it's
yeah,
all a lot lower, about 68%. I'm in balance. I feel in balance.
yeah.
And I must admit, when just before Christmas, I felt quite high in Queen because I know about all the how to delegate, to say no, and to set boundaries. That's Queen. And I'd done a power type test, and I was like 72 in Queen, and I was like 48 in Queen before. So I was
Mm,
really chuffed with that. So you can
mm,
feel the shift sometimes.
yeah.
And yeah, the whole idea is to be in balance with these power types, to be in balance in life, basically. So
Great,
yeah,
great.
love my power types.
So, thank you, Lorraine. So,
You're
Lorraine,
welcome.
it's been amazing. It's been amazing having you on. It's
Oh, thank
been
you.
really empowering. Definitely,
I
definitely,
really enjoyed it, yeah, and I really
definitely.
appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
It's
It's been
it's been
great.
great. So, Lorraine, tell us like your final words, what you would like to, tell our audience.
Okay, so yeah, to live the life you deserve, ladies, self-care, find yourself a coach. Don't put off all them hopes and dreams, let's remember them again and get back to, loving life because, this the power paradigm has changed because when we first started doing all this coaching, I realised that women were less happy today than we were like 40 years ago, which is a long, which is bad really because we can vote now, we've got our own money, we've got the power, we just don't know how to do it. So, let's soften the power and get you in balance, and the first thing to do is to perhaps take the power type test. Let's have a chat about how I can help you as well, and you'll see with the power type test how high or low you are in the power types, and that determines how well you're looking after yourself, if you're saying no, and the warrioress if you're getting stuff done, and of course the sorceress, the magic of life. So just get yourself happy and in full flow of self-care, especially at this time at the moment with the coronas. It's even more important to do self-care.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Definitely.
yeah.
Thank you, Lorraine.
Great.
So, Lorraine, what freebie have you got for my audience?
Right. So, I can offer a free 15-minute chat and, just to see what's holding you back. And the free power type test because that just lets you know how you're doing without I do a discovery session after that, and that is half price at the moment because of the coronas, everyone's at home, and that's like a full session to really, it's quite a deep session to really find out what's holding you back and remembering them dreams, and lots to offer you there. So
Brilliant.
empower yourself by getting in touch and doing at least one of them things.
Great, Lorraine.
For yourself.
So thank you.
Thank you.
So, Lorraine,
No,
where can people find you? Tell us where people can
so
find
I'm
you.
on Facebook, Empowering Women's Coach, Lorraine Williams on Instagram, and you can get in touch with me. I don't tend to give my phone number out, but just if you can get in touch on email, info@empoweringwomenscoach.me, and I'll send you the power type test. As easy as that, really.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Great. So thanks again, Lorraine. So
that's okay. Thank you.
This was really interesting tonight. It's really interesting to, really look at living the life that you deserve. And, Lorraine has pulled out a lot of points from her own experience and also, her working with her clients. So it's been really, really interesting. And, like she said, it is a time for us to be starting to think about self and self-care. You've got enough time at the moment because you're at home to be thinking about yourself. What things can you be putting in place? And, if you've got a coach to support you to get there, it's even better. So
that's right, yeah.
Take care, guys. And I will see you next week.